Hi guys, it's Stephen here from JamesGlen Car Sales. I hope you're all well. Today I would like to take hopefully no more than 5 minutes of your time going over the highlights and specifically the condition of our 2010 Gen 3 Lexus ISF. In fact, I'm just going to set a reminder, set a timer now, because literally I could go on about these cars till the cows come home. I absolutely love them. So anyway, clock starts now. We will first of all address the condition of this car. Now, this is 12 years old, and for all intents and purposes, it looks brand new. It looks brand new. The wheels, the bodywork, the tyres, the interior especially, as these cars come with an extremely soft leather, which, whilst lovely to be in, does not wear particularly well. We've had these cars when they're 4 years old, back when we first started handling them, and there's been quite excessive bolster wear. So we will go over the interior and just let you see just exactly how well the car's been wearing. Accompanied with the vehicle is a full Lexus service history, completely up to date. So we have 9,000 in June 12, 18,000 in July 13, 25,000 in July 14, 30,000 in July 15, 38,000 in July 16, 42,000 in July 17, 45,000 in August 18, 48,000 in August 19, 49,000, this is wild, there's sometimes not even 1,000 miles, 49,000 in August 20, again in 21 at 50,000 miles, again the car has covered less than 1,000 miles, and most recently in July 20 at 54,307 miles, where the car also had new discs and pads fitted as well. So round the front we have one very small mark just on the very edge of the bonnet there. Otherwise the front of the car is for the most part free from any damage. Again, a couple of small chips just down here. The headlights are nice and clean as well. Again, due to age, these headlights can suffer from solar damage, which makes them go opaque and start to crack, but these headlights are crystal clear, and obviously being a Gen 3 car has the newer style LED running lights with the black inserts. Coming around to the side, we have brand new discs and pads, which were fitted by Lexus at its last service within the last 100 miles. The ISF comes with forged BBS wheels, which are a turbine design which aid cooling. They do come from the factory in a sort of anodised finish, which is impossible to replicate, and I think the previous owner has done a fantastic job of picking an excellent coating for the wheels. They really complement the car and they actually make it look a bit more modern. So another thing to note, Lexus brake calipers are in gloss black. Now, through time and heat, the black coating on the calipers breaks down and the lacquer lifts. They go all grey and look really, really shabby. The calipers in this car are perfect. Also has a matching set of Michelin Pilot Sport 4S front and back with lots and lots of tread remaining. Whilst the back discs aren't new, they do not look very old, with lots of pad material still remaining on the pads as well. As mentioned earlier, these cars come with a very, very soft leather, which is lovely to touch but does not wear particularly well if the car hasn't been looked after very, very carefully. And I'm delighted to report that the bolster on the backrest and on the base of this car are in excellent order. That can be said for the passenger seat and also in the rear as well. Onto the steering wheel, again, there is absolutely no wear in this car. I mean, you'd be forgiven for believing that the car's had a new steering wheel at some point. It's that good. Touch points on the door card, where elbows can tend to kind of leave witness marks, nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. Carpet mats in the car are in A1 condition. Aluminium pedals wouldn't show any wear anyway. So as far as condition goes for this car, I really do not think you would find another car that's in the same sort of condition. Interior specification, we have Mark Levinson audio, heated seats, extended storage in the back with this lovely carbon effect inlays with a tinted lacquer. The older cars just goes with a clear lacquer, so this doesn't make it feel a bit more expensive, a bit more upmarket. We have electric memory seats, 3-way memory on both sides. We have a reverse camera, auto dimming rear view mirror, electric adjustment for the steering column, touchscreen satellite navigation, and being a Gen 3 car, we have that beautiful big centre tacho. Bit of an optimistic 9,000 on there, but it's a lovely, lovely setup. Small speedo down to the right, centre tacho in the middle, and then your fuel, coolant and oil temps just to the left. Yep, the fit and finish is absolutely unquestionably Lexus. Everything is exactly how it was when it left the factory. It's lovely. Having now gone over the car's condition and specification as well as the car's service history, it's time to find out what the car's like on the road. Hi guys, it's Stephen from JamesGlen Car Sales, and today you join me in a 2010 Lexus ISF. Lexus introduced the Lexus ISF in 2008, the first gen car, which went down pretty well for the first attempt in the performance saloon car arena, up against some stiff competition such as the E90 M3, RS4 and C63. Producing 420 brake horsepower from a 5 litre V8. It was certainly not lacking in performance, albeit they did have to up the CC slightly from the original base engine to achieve that. The engine's actually lifted from the big LS 460. Then I don't know if it was bored or stroked, but then the capacity's lifted to 5 litres, and Lexus involved Yamaha to redesign the cylinder head. So it's quite a revvy engine, revs to just under 7,000 RPM. For a big engine, it's quite lacklustre, below 3,500 RPM, which, to be honest, actually really suits the car when you're just pootling about, going to work, going to the shops, taking the kids to school, etc. However, we chopped the gear selector over to manual. Engage Sport, being a Gen 3 car, the Sport button's now on the steering wheel, not buried under here in the bottom half of the dashboard, and immediately you feel the car wouldn't stay up on its toes because it's got passive suspension, doesn't do anything with the chassis, but it certainly makes the throttle more alert, really wakens it up. But more importantly, it locks the torque converter in the gearbox. Now, the gearbox is an 8-speed torque converter, first 8-speed gearbox in the world actually. Slagged at the time by Mr. Clarkson as having too many gears, but now some cars have even got 10 gears, but 8 is now pretty commonplace. You just need to look at the ZF gearbox for example. One of the things I really like about the box is it's still a really mechanical feeling change. Don't think just quite as mechanical as like the old Artronic gearbox, like a single clutch type change that you'll see back in the video when I've done a 599 review. It's punchy, but not just quite as abrupt as that. Interior of the car, yeah, beginning to show the signs of age a bit now. I mean, this design's been out since, I think this generation IS came out back in 2004, so they've done little things to try and lift it, try and make it a bit more modern. The ISFs have also had this kind of silvery coloured carbon effect inlays. Being a Gen 3 car, it's the first one I've actually sat in, they've gave it a smoked tint, which makes it look a bit more exciting. Steering wheel, it's not overly thick, it's actually quite nice, quite tactile in the hands, but we've also got now, being a Gen 3 car, a centre tacho, which is absolutely lovely. Nice, basically dominates the whole binnacle of the car. As I say, revs to 7, and we've also got some shift lights now in place. The ISF ran from 2008, and I think the last cars registered in the UK were 2014, which were, to be fair, probably cars that lay about in dealers unregistered rather than late manufactured cars, because they couldn't sell them. Over the entire production run, I think Lexus UK managed to sell about 217 thereabouts, which is pretty poor. But if you had £50,000-55,000 to spend, and you've got all your go-to BMW, Audi, Mercedes, tried and tested marks, and then over in the corner you had Lexus saying, yay, this is our first attempt, but it's the same price, you would probably be forgiven for opting for one of the German rivals. Now, fast forward 10-12 years, and I'm going to throw this out there. I'm going to say that a 12-year-old ISF is going to be a much safer option than any of the other cars, purely down to reliability. Do they offer the precision of an M3? No, they don't. You can make them pretty good, but they'll never drive just as sharp as an M3. Will it have the unbelievable soundtrack of an AMG car? Again, you can put exhaust on the ISF, it does make them pretty awesome, but it's never going to be an AMG. Is it going to have the 4-wheel drive, all-weather capability of an RS4? No, it's not. But will it start every time you jump in the car and press the start button? Yes. Will it do 32 miles to the gallon on a long run? Yes, it will. Is it one of the rarest cars on the road? Yes, it is. So personally, I think now in the used car market, the ISF has just got something that the other three definitely don't. And I can speak from experience. I've owned personally 3 of these. I've had a Mesa Red, I've had a Pearl White, and I had an Ultra Blue car 3 years ago, and I had that car for 3 years and done 35,000 miles in it. It comfortably covered the continent with the family, then let me go out and have a play in the car myself once we got where we were going. I'd done some modifications to it, and it turned it into a pretty capable track car. So we're going to do a wee pull from a standstill. As I say, the weather's not great, but we'll see how she puts the power down through a 255 section back tyre, which is, in my humble opinion, slightly under-tired for a car with this power, but we'll see how she goes over this rough bit of tarmac. Not bad at all. Going from a cruising speed to hard acceleration, once you're above 3,500 RPM, opens a secondary air intake in the airbox in the car, and it literally fills the cabin with this pure raw induction noise. It's a bit CSL like in the induction stakes, but rather than a kind of raspy straight 6, we've got a big deep bellowing V8 induction note. So if you find yourself in the market for a performance saloon and you've never considered an ISF, do yourself a favour, Google it, YouTube it, watch the videos, and you will be absolutely blown away with just how capable, how reliable, and how much fun these cars can really be. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch our ISF video. If we can help in any way, please do get in touch. The telephone number at the garage is 01236 779,000. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do leave a comment below. We always reply to comments. And thanks again for taking the time to watch our video.